Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday live session. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you had a great week and that you are starting to feel some of the good vibes flowing ever since that new moon in Virgo on the 14th and then the 15th, Mercury finally direct. Let's talk about that for a second before we jump into the pop culture stories because we truly have just come out of a period of a lot of chaotic vibes. I know you guys are feeling it. I'm feeling it. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of this month of September because the astrology gets so much better. Like every single day after the 15th of September, it's just going to keep getting increasingly better, more positive. Things are going to straighten out. So, cheers to that. And let's just look forward to all the good things to come and all the clarity that we will be getting. If you guys had anything happen during Mercury retrograde or during this new moon, please drop it in the comments. I would love to know like how it's affecting you. I learned a lot of things about just like needing to make sure that things happen and pretty much like I had a very typical Mercury retrograde experience. Got a little chaotic, but I made it through. But I definitely need my little tarot tea for it. Okay. So this was kind of a crazy week in pop culture. I made a little list here. I'm going to pull it up because I literally had to make a list because there was so much happening. So I want to start with the VMAs and everything that kind of went on during the VMAs like time period. And the first thing that I noticed at the VMAs last week was kind of what everybody noticed about Selena Gomez and her outfit. Okay. She looked amazing. And we talked about this on the channel before, or it was like during the summer, we talked about how Selena Gomez was having like a major glow up. I kept saying she is going to be glowing up big time because she is a lot of Leo in her chart, even though her sun sign is Cancer. She's just got a ton of Leo in her chart, including her Venus, her natal Venus. So when Venus was retrograde in Leo over the summer, I was like, she is revamping. She's in a period of big transformation. Sage Moon, oh my gosh, hi Sage Moon. I'm so glad you're here. It is nice to see a familiar friend. How are you doing? I started off Sage Moon talking about the all the changes we've been having and how finally like Mercury went direct, finally Venus went direct, and then we had that new moon in Virgo on the 14th just urging us to like get it together pretty much. So anyway, I hope everybody made it through okay, and I hope that everybody's feeling like the positive momentum that we have now until the end of the month. Okay. But yeah, Selena Gomez, I loved that now that Venus is direct, still in Leo, she showed up to the VMAs looking amazing. Everywhere, every story was like Selena Gomez's dress, her dress, this and that. And I was like, another example of astrology in the wild, astrology at work, because she was having that glow up period, that butterfly, in the cocoon over the summer. And she's definitely spread her wings and is flying now. And I'm going to tell you, she is one to continue to watch. She always is, but she's on this like upward trajectory because whenever we have in astrology, like a backspin, like anything that kind of pulls us inward, like a Mercury retrograde, all of these planets, I believe 5 or 6 planets are still in retrograde right now. So we're all kind of having a little personal glow up in the different houses in our life. Sage Moon. Oh my gosh, yes, so much happened this week in pop culture. Okay, let's get to the pop culture. Yeah. So, okay, Selena Gomez was looking amazing. So, why don't we pull a little card for her? I'm really curious. We definitely saw on the outside that she's looking amazing and she definitely had that glow up. But, like, what happened for her? And then we'll move to the other stories that I have, including like Danny Masterson, Ashton Kutcher, Drew Barrymore. I mean, this was a week of like controversy, more divorce, like just I feel like this was the last kind of super controversial week that we're going to have for a little bit because the astrology definitely starts to lighten up. But it was a little crazy. I know Sage Moon, yes, agreed. Selena looked fab. She totally had her Venus direct glow up. Happy for her. Okay. She's definitely like coming to her own. It's nice to see. Okay, so Selena, let's pull a little card for you. How is she doing? She looked stunning, but let's just see what comes through for her. Like, what is the current energy that Selena Gomez is in? Let's see. Ace of Wands, passion. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. She was also wearing red. Red, that red dress, that's like the typical fiery energy. So I'm not surprised that we have this Ace of Wands. She is feeling lit up about life. She's in a very positive period. Ace of Wands is just like a really exciting energy. It can also indicate someone in her life that she's very passionate about. This is a romantic card, but it's also about like creative projects. So it can kind of go either way. With her, I honestly feel like it can be happening simultaneously because she did just go through a major transformation. So I'm telling you, it's not going to be very long until we see whoever she's feeling passionate about. And I love it. I feel like before she was working hard and like building a name for herself. Now she's kind of settling in to enjoying her life even more. Okay, so I like that. Let's leave it at that because agreed. And then Taylor Swift also looked fabulous at the VMAs. I did a tarot reading about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. Now, you guys, I will say I think that the two of them just might be having a relationship. And they even like talked about it today during the Chiefs game. My husband was watching the game and I overheard them say that Travis Kelsey had an injury, but they're like, he shook it off, like referencing Taylor Swift. I was like, okay. It's like, do they know something that we don't know? Like, is it confirmed? Like, are the insiders knowing about the dating? But according to my reading that I did, which is on the channel, seems like they might be. But regardless, she looked like she was also having so much fun. It was great to see both of them in a happy place, and they took some nostalgic photos together. It was just really cute. So let's pull a card for Taylor. Like, what energy is she in right now? If you want to know more, like I said, there's that in depth reading, but I'm just kind of curious how she's doing, what's going to come through in a very general sense. Like, what is her current focus? What's Taylor Swift's current focus? 9 of wands. Okay, makes sense. So, okay. Both Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift were in this wands energy and still are. And this is just like passion and fun and like things moving quickly in life. Definitely like an excited energy. So it makes sense they had so much fun together. But 9 of wands is a little bit different because whereas the ace of wands is like really feeling like you're in the state of current motion, like things are happening, you're making things happen. The 9 of wands is more about, like, you've made a lot of things happen, like, look at all these wands. There are a lot of irons in the fire right now, a lot of things you're passionate about, so it could be, like, love, work, like, Taylor Swift has a lot of wands right now in her life, but the 9 of wands is taking a moment to pause. So I and isn't she on a break right now from her tour? I'm pretty sure maybe she's not, but I thought that she was on a break from her tour before she starts the European leg. Let me know if you guys know. But regardless, she's in a period where she has a lot of fun things going on that she's passionate about and excited about, but she's taking a little moment to kind of like sit back and smell the roses and like enjoy it. So this is like having a good time, knowing things are taken care of, but it's like you don't feel like you have to actively do anything right now. You're just really enjoying like the fruits of your labor and kind of thinking about what you're about to do next. But there's like a lot happening here. Love that. Love that for her. Okay. So I have my list of pop culture moments, guys, because this week blew me away and I kept being like, oh, I want to go live right now. But I was like, save it for Sunday. Save it for Sunday. Okay. So here we go. This was weird. Um, Actually, I'm gonna okay, before I get to the Ashton Kutcher, Danny Masterson thing, I'm gonna tell you guys about a personal thing that happened with the Drew Barrymore show, which is weird, right? Like, but I do have a little bit of a personal thread. So, long story short, my husband and I purchased tickets to the Drew Barrymore show like many months ago before the SAG after strike. It was when we went to this Kansas City event called the Big Slick. It's for the children's charity here in Kansas City. It's a big deal where people like, you can buy different auction items and the money goes to the kids. The people that host it are people who are from Kansas City, who are big celebrities. like Paul Rudd hosts it, Pat Mahomes, the Kansas City quarterback, Travis Kelsey was hosting it. He was there. Who else? Oh my gosh, duh. Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso, who I love. Sage and Moon, happy belated birthday, Brit. Aw, Sage Moon, thank you so much. Wait, hold on. Sage Moon, is it your birthday also? Your one looks so good too. Thank you. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Sage Moon, is today your birthday? Sage Moon, when is your birthday? Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Yes, Gang for life, honey. You know. So you had a very busy week too with that new moon and with all the retrogrades. Do you just feel like your head's still spinning? I kind of do. Okay, so I'm gonna keep telling y'all the story. I put the comments on a delay because I might change that. I kind of don't like it. But I did that because last time we had like a couple of trolls in here who were commenting some like inappropriate, weird things. So I put it on a delay. I might not do that again. So sorry if it's taking me an extra second to respond to you guys. It's like 1 minute delay. That's a little much. We might change that. But anywho, back to the story I was telling y'all. So we ended up buying in the children's charity auction at the big Slick event in Kansas City, a yearly thing. Eric Stone Street also hosted, like, the list of celebrities is just like huge. And it's a fun night of just like family fun, good times. My husband and I had a blast. It's like a semi intimate setting. So you really get to like, experience it with all these people. It's just cool. It's like a fun time. And it's like a heartfelt moment. But my husband and I ended up bidding on the Drew Barrymore tickets. We won, and it was like, we're like, okay, maybe we can go like around my birthday. Anyway, fast forward, the SAG after strike happens. So then my husband and I are thinking like, well, we might not get to go. So it's been a whole thing, but essentially we got an email a few weeks ago saying that they were going to be taping the Drew Barrymore show and so we could go. Well, then on the news, we see, you guys have seen it too, like Drew Barrymore has been going viral for the whole situation. Meanwhile, my husband and I are just looking at each other like, "Oh, this got really crazy really fast, right? This is just dramatic." So we were still planning on going. We're like, we're going to go. And we were supposed to go October 3rd. We booked our tickets, booked our flights, all of that. I will speed this story up. I know. I just have to get it off my chest because a few a few minutes before I, like, came on this live, basically, I got an email from the Drew Barrymore show saying that now production they didn't say exactly why, but they said the production has changed, so we will no longer, be able to go on October 3rd. Yet, we're still gonna be in New York. So, it's just like, we'll have fun, we'll find stuff to do, and I know that this strike affects so many more people than just us, but, and so and, and the whole issue is so much bigger than us, and I totally get that 1,000%. And I cannot imagine. My heart goes out to everybody struggling with this. So I want to do a reading on the strike and on the Drew Barrymore show. But it was just kind of like, it was just weird. And the whole thing has been surreal. And I I looked into it because I was like, well, we don't want to go if it's going to be violating SAG-AFTRA because we don't want to like support something that's going to be hurting a group of people who are fighting for their rights. And then when we looked into the research, or when I did some research, it said that according to SAG, the Drew Barrymore show is not in violation of the contract because of all these details, but basically saying that her show is not stricken or whatever. So I don't know. It just seems like it's gotten really confusing and rough. So I don't even know. You might be hearing it here first that I think they might be going back on, maybe she's not going to be coming back on the air, or maybe they're canceling having an audience. I don't know. So anyway, that's a little bit of insider tea. We'll see what happens with Drew Barrymore this week. So let's do a reading, or let's pull a couple cards on that. What's going to happen here? Oh my gosh, Sage Moon, happy birthday. Your birthday is today. Okay. So you're a 17 energy Virgo. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. We got to talk about this real quick, Sage Moon, before I do my Drew Barrymore reading because it's your birthday. So stop the presses. Okay, Sage Moon, we gotta check in with our friend here. Yes, so busy after the new moon, but all goodness, good. Doing more to enjoy life. Love that. Rather than work, work, work. Amen. And no play. Yes, Virgos have to do that. So it's all welcome change. That's awesome. How is the new moon for you? Honestly, it's brought a lot of clarity, which has been helpful. Okay. And then Sage Moon says, No clue what's going on with the Drew Barrymore show. Very interesting. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the route they take with her show, right? It's yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Okay, but Sage Moon, we got to tell you about you because it is your birthday. So we're gonna do a reading for you, and we're gonna talk about your personality. So, what I like to do when talking about people's birthdays, kind of a fun thing is to look at the date they were born because you can combine the numerology of that date with their sun sign and it'll tell you like the layers of someone's personality. So, for you being a 17 energy Virgo, because your day is today, September 17th, what you do in numerology is add 1 and 7, so that's 8. So essentially, you carry 8 energy within your personality, which means that in addition to being a Virgo and having those Virgo traits of being a healer, of being someone who's here to bring goodness and helpfulness into the world in whatever way you choose, you can tell a lot about that, by the way, depending on which house your sun sign falls in your natal chart. That'll give you more details. It's so interesting. But you combine that energy of Virgo, that goddess energy that you have, that warmth and love that you bring to other people, that preciseness, that eye on the details. Nothing gets by a Virgo, I'll tell you that. And even if you think it does, eventually they'll spot it and it'll be like way more in depth than anybody else could have imagined. So, you mix that with 8 energy of power, abundance, business minded. People born on the 8th are very business minded, even if they're creatives. I believe that Shawn Mendes is also born on the 8th. He's an 8 energy Leo. So, something else to know. So, let's say you're born on the 17th, Sage Moon, and then like Shawn Mendes is born on the 8th, you will have the same numerology birthday energy as someone born on the 8th. So I always like to, kind of put 8 energy in terms of Shawn Mendes because as much as people see him as a very, soulful spiritual person, which he is, his music is very heartfelt. At his core, if you really got to know him, you'd see that his mind is usually on business. And if you really listen to a lot of his like quotes and things that he talks about, he's very serious when it comes to like what he wants to create in his life and what he sees for his future. It's kind of similar to the 4 energy, but I will say people born on the 8th or the 17th or any other number, if I'm forgetting, that reduces to 8 when you add the numbers together. The energy is very much about abundance, achievement, and accomplishment. So you're probably someone who's just a natural leader, Sage Moon. And I would love to see if that feels right. Tell me what you think, Sage Moon. Does that sound right? Because yes, that's just like that's such a thing. Let's see, Sage Moon. Fun. Oh my gosh. Mm. You have 8 opposing your sun. Sage Moon says that 8 is related to Saturn Capricorn, right? So much with the obstacles and business mind. Yes. And someone with 8 energy can always overcome an obstacle in their path. So if you have 8 energy, just know that anything that you find yourself facing is definitely something that you are meant to overcome. People with 8 energy are meant to go towards issues. And with you, Sage Moon, because you are a 8 energy Virgo, probably a lot of the way that you overcome obstacles is through using those Virgo powers of intuition and breaking things down to the details to come up with a plan and then find a solution. So that is definitely the road to abundance. Very, very nice. I like that. All right. But yeah, you have a great business mind. And Virgos are supposed to have a good year this year. So we got a lot to look forward to. Because Virgos have kind of been going through a transformation for the past 3 years. But this is the year, Sage Moon, that Virgos are supposed to like start to like open up like a butterfly. All right. Sage Moon, let's pull a card for you. And then we'll pull a card for Drew Barrymore and the SAG after strike. Okay, Sage Moon. What is coming up for you this year? What is some advice? Let's just get some energy from spirit. Let's see what the message is meant to come through on your birthday. The Lover's card. Okay, Sage Moon. So this card can indicate one of two things. Either if you're single, this would indicate meeting a new romantic partner. This could also indicate having more than one option in romance because the card can indicate a choice. So that is interesting. Your love life is going to be a topic this year for you though. If you are in a relationship, the lover's card would indicate that things are going to get very spicy. You guys are going to have an improvement in your connection. And if you do choose to walk away, just know that there are going to be a lot of options for you because the lover's card just indicates like multiple options. So, Sage Moon, love is going to be a big topic for you this year and it's going to be going well. So, okay, I like that. That's the message for you. So, keep an eye on the love life. Things are going to be spicy. Okay, so for the Drew Barrymore show, you guys, let's pull a card. What was all of this about? First, she said that they were going to come back. Then she did an apology video. Then she deleted that video. Then, if you guys just got here, then I received an email today. We were supposed to go to the show that for October 3rd, we're no longer allowed to go to the show. So, are they going to pull back? Are we going to find out that she decided to go back on wanting to come back because she got too much backlash? Let's just pull a card and see. What is going on with all that? Ooh, the Empress reversed. Whew, okay. Well, I love the Empress card when it is in the upright. It's very positive. It indicates someone that I would actually imagine Drew Barrymore to be. Someone who is, confidently able to sit on her throne, someone who is compassionate, abundant, smart, very loving. It's just like a very wise, very positive, beautiful energy. Now, in the reverse, it indicates I actually read this the other day for myself. So weird this came through. Because I just was looking at this. It can indicate like a muddled perception where you're making decisions. It totally applies to this too, where you're making decisions, either like you're moving too slowly to make the decisions, you're too confused, um, or you are delaying something that you need to be decisive about when it's in the reverse. So you're actually this person. So she's actually an empress but in reverse, she's not tapping into that. Something is overpowering her. Maybe it's the self-doubt. Let's get another card and see. Sage Moon says that makes so much sense. Oh my god, wow. I feel like the 8 energy grounds my life. Path 5, yes. And sun in the 5th house. Energy. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I wish I had my son in the 5th house. Let's see. And a 5 life path. Ugh, you're meant to okay, Sage Moon, you're so lucky. You are meant this is a fun life for you because 'cause you're meant to be powerful, 8 energy, and then 5 is all about, like, the 5 senses, having fun, going on adventures. So you truly are here to experience what it feels like to be powerful and enjoy your life and basically being able to provide yourself with experiences like 5 is associated with travel and luxury and like getting to do fun things. And you'll be able to provide that to yourself through being a very powerful person with that 8 energy. That's amazing. Okay, I love that for you. Virgang, come up. Let's go. Yes, let's go, Sage Moon. We're ready. Hey, we are ready. Um, and also people with that 5 energy around them, like with your son in the 5th house of fun and enjoyment and that being a part of your life path. It's really no surprise that we pulled the lovers card for you because those people are known to be very attractive. So we're not surprised, Sage Moon, that you're attracting a lot of attention this year when it comes to the romance department. Okay. So we got the Empress reverse for Drew Barrymore. Let's pull another one, and then we will move on to some of the other scandalous things happening because there were a lot this past week. But the astrology was a little chaotic, so we're not too surprised about that. Things have been coming to light. All right. Why did we get the Empress reversed? What is going on? King of Wands. Okay. So I will say this. Even though Drew Barrymore said that she owns this decision to come back, there is someone else represented by the King of Wands. This is a person of power, a king, passion. Wands in addition to indicating passion, it's also like a forceful personality. It's someone that, probably can be a little bit overbearing if they're not getting what they want. So I just got goosebumps. Wow. Okay. We tapped in. Whenever I get the goosebumps, you guys, that's when I know I'm like, okay, we've tapped into some truth here, some tarot tea alleged truth. Uh, don't sue us, CBS. But the King of Wands definitely tells us that her Empress energy is in reverse because there's somebody else kind of who came in to pull the strings. So I do think that she was being authentic when she, said that she wanted to come back, when she put up that apology video because she did say, I own my choice to come back. But then we have Empress reversed and King of Wands. I'm gonna say now, because of all the backlash, someone else is going to be pulling the strings. So I don't think that she's in the driver's seat anymore of this decision. And she is under contract with CBS. So I'm sure it's just more than complicated. I know that my little exposure to it with like us buying the charity tickets way before the strike or anything, them being like, "You can come, you can't come." It's like, I can't even imagine all the moving parts they're going through and what Drew's going through. So, you know what? We're gonna send her love. We're gonna send everybody love who is dealing with the strike or any sort of strife financially, emotionally. That's gotta be so hard. So I just hope that, you know, after the Virgo new moon on the 14th of September, there's always 2 weeks after a new moon for things to change and get better. So this is a good time to actually insert this and remind everybody that if there's something that you want to change or something that you want to do, 2 weeks after a new moon is when you can plant the seeds. The energy is still around, it's still very potent. It's strongest the closest to the actual new moon of September 14th, but there is a 2-week period. So I just hope that there are like new beginnings, clarity around the writer's strike, around all this drama going on for them, for the show, all of it. So we're just going to send blessings because I just think it's been going on way too long. I was in LA for my birthday and we were talking to the person who was driving us around, and he said that, because we didn't want to like drink and drive. And he said that, yeah, he said that the city's been changing because of the strike and it's been the time of hardship. So we're just going to send prayers, blessings. Let's see. Sage Moon says, ooh la la. Sounds like she's on a roller coaster. I know. I know. And ooh la la for you. Yes. Sage Moon is attracting all of the positive energy, all the admirers. Okay, moving on to the next dark subject. Sorry, guys. I mean, it was a crazy week for pop culture. Okay. The Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis of it all, very weird. Another celebrity scandal moment. Of course, this was on the heels of Danny Masterson being convicted of doing something absolutely horrible. And I believe rightfully so, being sentenced to 30 years in jail, 30 years to life. So, as we know, it came out that Mila and Ashton wrote a letter defending Danny Masterson's character. It's been everywhere. I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but I do want us to get the tarot tea truth behind what's going on here because it was very strange how Ashton Kutcher stepped down from the charity that he has been a part of for a long time. And this charity deals with human trafficking and helping people who are victims of that type of abuse, which is a wonderful cause, like an amazing thing to help those people. And I did a little deep dive of some videos a couple days ago and I was pretty disturbed. So I really want to see what's going on. There are a lot of conspiracy theories that Ashton and Mila were maybe being blackmailed by Danny Masterson, and that's why they wrote the letters that came out. Other people have said that it's because they're very much like him, that, this whole thing of them being there to help people was a sham. So let's see what the tarot tea truth is on Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. I do think we should do them separately because I don't necessarily know that they're on the same page about this. It's just that weird of a situation. Okay. Sage Moon says Ashton and Mila's video was cringe. It was so cringe, right? It was like Mila Kunis was like a robot and Ashton was like acting hardcore. Do you know what I mean? It was like Ashton was doing like good acting and I felt like Mila was doing like bad acting, but also it was just weird. Glad he stepped down from the organization because that non-apology was invalidating to survivors 100%, Sage Moon. It was beyond shocking. It was so shocking and so honestly just, like, disgusting and creepy. The fact that they are a part of publicly a part of an organization that helps survivors, that stands by survivors. The fact that behind the scenes in a letter that they thought would never be shown. I'm sure they never thought that this letter would be seen by anyone but the judge. And it is creepy. I agree. Stageman, it's despicable to see what they were doing behind the scenes versus who they were portraying themselves to be. And that's where I think a lot of these conspiracy theories have come in to try to like explain and close the gap. So let's do a reading. Let's do Ashton first, then Mila. Okay. Oh my gosh. And did you guys see those videos of there's this one video, it was like if you type in to YouTube Mila Kunis's first interview with Rosie O'Donnell. It'll clear up a lot of why people think that they might actually kind of be a part of a very, destructive mindset where maybe deep down they do think that this is alright in some way. Yeah, I was shocked by the interview. It's horrible. It's so gross. Okay, Ashton Kutcher. Let's see what the vibe is here. What's going on? I'm just gonna let the cards come through. I'm not even gonna ask any specifics about this because it's that wild. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Knight of Swords in the upright would definitely be someone who moves forward confidently with clarity and the ability to communicate their truth. Swords are thinking. So this would be someone who thinks clearly and puts action, because knights are very action oriented, puts action behind their truth and what they think. So the fact that the Knight of Swords came through in the reverse basically tells us that Ashton Kutcher has been operating in the opposite energy, to where he's not clear with the way that he's thinking, or he has been acting in a way that is opposite to what he truly thinks or the way that he truly would want to communicate about the situation. So this definitely could indicate some sort of either a cover up, dishonesty, but it's definitely inauthentic and it's not being someone who is standing up for their truth. Okay, let's pull another. Still trying to get to the nitty gritty of what exactly, because I feel like that's very helpful and accurate. Cool, kind of grounds the reading, but we definitely need some more details. Okay. Why is the Knight of Swords in reversed with Ashton Kutcher in regards to the Danny Masterson situation? Let's get the why. Knight of Cups in the upright. I do not like this at all. This is gross. Okay. Oh, wait. Sageman said, yes. Like, what's up with celebrities writing character letters for. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that. Yes. Look into that. You'll be taken aback. You'll be like, this is okay. It's going to just kind of bring it home for you even more, even though we have enough evidence to be disgusted. Okay, so the fact that I don't like this at all. The fact that Ashton Kutcher came up as Knight of Swords reversed in this case, and the reason being Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is your knight in shining armor card. So it has to do with his love life. I want to get further clarity here, but it has to do with Ashton Kutcher's love life. Yikes. Guys, I hope that next week's pop culture stories are much more lighthearted after this Virgo new moon. Because I'll tell you, last week it was like our last week of just like nasty. It's like, so Virgo's is a zodiac sign of purification, separating like the wheat from the chaff or whatever, how they say it. But it's like basically it's a sign that's meant to like organize everything and bring everything to light, to purify it, to cleanse it in the light of day. So it's not surprising that so many dark things were revealed, are continuing to be revealed, because Virgo's all about purifying things and fixing things so that goodness can continue, so that goodness can reign over these things to help people, basically. So, yeah, if something came out this past week, it was for a reason, not to be taken lightly, I'll say. All right, so something about Ashton Kutcher's love life. What about his love life specifically? The moon, intuition, but this could also be Neptunian energy of like something hazy. I'm gonna get another one. Ooh, best friend card in reverse. Okay. All right, here's what's coming through, and you guys, it's a little wild. So take a little sip, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, before we get into this. All right, guys. So part of the whole Ashton Kutcher, Danny Masterson storyline, one of like the deep dive YouTube videos that I watched was talking about how Ashton Kutcher, many, many years ago, I want to say, oh my gosh, early 2000s probably, he was going on a date with a woman who sadly was killed. Her life was taken from her. And it's such a sad story, but he actually showed up. And you can also Google this and you can find the facts yourself. It's pretty wild that this remained, under wraps for so long. But I definitely think it's starting to unravel for Ashton Kutcher. Um, but anyway, the story goes that he showed up to pick her up and he saw when he opened the door, he saw what had happened there before he arrived. So no one has accused Ashton Kutcher of being, a murderer or anything like that. However, what people are very concerned about, and this is pretty terrible, that he saw what happened. And instead of immediately like calling the police and, taking that route, allegedly, he went to his car, called his manager or agent, and then called Danny Masterson. And he even had to like testify in the trial. It's a whole thing. So people have said, I wish I should have looked into this more. I didn't really realize that the cards were going to be detailing. Honestly, I didn't think this was going to come up. But basically, people have said that there are certain details that Danny Masterson knows because of that phone conversation, even though the trial is over and all of that. But there are certain things that he knows that would really make Ashton Kutcher look terrible in public. So that's why he could have had some blackmail on him, basically. And it's a very complicated, horrible situation. If you look into it, you'll really think of Ashton Kutcher differently. But here's what we have here. So, knight in shining armor, I'm going to say this is him showing up to the door. Truly, I think this is describing that scenario that people have speculated could be part of the reason that he wrote those character letters, which that's no excuse, right? Two wrongs don't make a right. But apparently, the tarot tea is that he showed up. The moon card is, in this case, it is indicating facts being hazy. It could also indicate alcohol or drugs. I think that there could have been something where maybe Ashton Kutcher, this is so weird, maybe he didn't wanna call the police because he was on something. Maybe he had alcohol in his system, something else in his system that he didn't want to be questioned about, like, "Why are you driving?" Whatever. So there was something having to do with something with Ashton not wanting to call the police for a situation that wasn't related to the murder, but was related to him being in a certain I gotta say under the influence of something. That's what's coming through. Danny Masterson knew this, and we have the best friend of the year awards card in the upside down because your best friend wouldn't hold things against you, right? At one time, the two were best friends, genuinely. When we have this card in the reverse, this indicates that this is a friend that turned on him. I don't even like saying all of this because honestly, I just think it's so much more complicated than that and there's no excuse. And this reading kind of is explaining what was happening. But basically, according to this reading, yeah, that he wrote those letters initially because I would say blackmail because there were details about a situation. And so having the Knight of Swords in reverse would indicate that he didn't feel like he could communicate his truth honestly and forcefully because of all these things. All right, we're going to leave it at that because definitely never an excuse, definitely a seedy situation. And I'll just say this, I am glad that Mercury retrograde brought back up those details so that justice can be served. And we'll have to see what happens. He's definitely not out of the woods. We'll say that. All right. Whew, next on the list here. Guys, my list is not pretty. Let's try to nice it up here in a second. Let's do a fun story. Ooh, okay, I have a fun story. Okay. So, have you guys heard about I wish we could have this combo. Anyway, have you guys heard about the whole Taylor Swift Olivia Rodrigo drama? Okay. Now, I don't like pitting women against each other, but we're here to just spill some tea and, blow off steam. So, all in good fun. But I will say, I did a reading that I haven't posted to the channel yet, but I did it last week and I just need to like edit a little bit, add some photos. But I did the reading on Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. I'll put that up probably late tonight or tomorrow. And the reading was crazy. Okay. It was like very detailed about what exactly went on between them. It made sense. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But at the VMAs, this was I okay, wait, hold on. But at the VMAs, it was really weird how I noticed that, and tell me if you guys saw something different, but I noticed that while Olivia Rodrigo was performing, they didn't put the camera on Taylor. Now, if you guys saw that, let me know. I may have missed it, but I was not seeing that. And I was like, I wonder if that was intentional because of all of the rumors. But let's pull a card right now for them because there were after parties and sometimes people bury the hatchet. I'm still going to post the other reading I did, regardless of what comes out. But I'm very curious to know what was that after party like? Did Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo talk? I just want to know. I really want to know. Sage Moon says, wow, yes, I have heard about that. I know, right? It's like really dark. And then Sage Moon, once you see the interview with Rosie O'Donnell and Mila Kunis, it's like it made me, I was like, I am so glad that Me Too happened to like give women a new stronghold of like protections because basically Mila Kunis was like an underage child and you'll be shocked. You'll just be shocked. It could never happen now. I mean, at least not, Anyway, terrible things still happen to people, but makes me sad. It really makes me sad. Okay, so let's focus on something more silly. Did Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo interact at the VMAs after party? If so, what happened? By the way, I love them both, and I really want to go to Olivia Rodrigo's concert tour. So excited. Let's see what comes through. Let's just see. The Magician transformation. Okay, I like that. I like that. Now, the Magician means that really the possibilities are endless with these two. Um, you know, on the Magician card, there's a coin, a pen, or there's a pentacle, a sword, a a wand, a cup. It's like it can go in any direction. It's like there are so many things involved here. There's so much free will at play. It's like they could transform this into like an awesome friendship if they wanted to, or it could turn into like a real feud, you know? So, okay. But they are in the energy of transformation. I would love to do their birth charts and see. I definitely feel like they were meant to like bring each other some sort of lesson. You'll see what I mean when I post that other reading I did for them. Okay. What else? No. Guys, just when the magician showed up to tell us things could change and they could be friends, we have the 5 of swords. Okay, in reverse. Now, 5 of swords, I don't ever like. Even in the reverse, I'm not like, "Oh, that means that," like, very rarely will I intuitively feel like if we have the reversed 5 of swords, that means that, like, something bad has been overcome because the 9 of swords indicates dishonesty. It is. It's like this person here is holding the swords and this person over here walked away and has their head down, but she has all the swords. This is all the power. Let's see who's who. This is really wild. Okay. Oh my gosh. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Got to remind ourselves this gets wild. Okay. In the situation of the 5 of Swords energy, how does Taylor Swift come through? I want to try to figure out who's who in this photo. 5 of Pentacles. No. Is she the person with their head down who feels sad? Okay. Yeah. Let's do Olivia Rodrigo. Just to clarify, I think Taylor Swift is actually the one who's sad about it, which actually does go with the other tarot reading I did on them. Temperance. Smiling. Okay, this is so weird. And by the way, I love them both. Definitely would jump the chance to go to both their concerts. But according to this tarot tea, there's definitely still conflict with the two of them. And at the after parties, I do think they saw each other, and I think that the energy is very potent to where Taylor Swift is indicated by feeling sad about their connection. She feels sad that I don't think that they're on good terms. And the 5 of Swords is this like energy of being really backhanded. It's somebody who's doing something kind of being secretive and not being upfront about their animosity. I do think that Olivia Rodrigo is angry with Taylor, feels jealous. There's some weird bad feeling, okay, that she has, and she's not really saying it to her face. She's kind of acting like things are good, but she's gathering up her swords. This person's gathering up their swords. Oh my gosh, guys, this is a little bit dark, but I definitely would say that Olivia Rodrigo wouldn't hesitate to try to, I don't know, take her down in some way, even if it's like a little way. 5 of Swords is very petty. I don't see this being a major arcana moment. Nothing huge is going to happen, but I would say Taylor Swift is disappointed that it turned out this way. And there's some bad blood, if you will. Olivia Rodrigo, she's acting a little bit shady towards Taylor. And I did see, you know what? I did see in an article when asked about Olivia was asked about having to credit Taylor Swift, like, I think she had to credit her later on a song, and someone said, like, "Would you ever do that to a younger artist? Would you ever make them credit you on a song, after the fact, after, it had already been released or whatever?" And she said something very underhanded, very 5 of Swords, like, kind of like, I'm not hurt, but, like, I wouldn't do that personally to someone younger. Do you know what I mean? Like, very backhanded, like, indicating that she disapproves. So, yeah, I think the feud is alive and well. Okay, this is another juicy but weird story. We saw this past week that Hugh Jackman and his wife of over 30 years, Deborah Lee Furness, have announced that they are getting a divorce. Now, if you guys hang out on TikTok over in the blind item section, like I do, um, I think her name is Kyle Marissa. She does some really juicy blind items, and sometimes I think they're like not true at all. Sometimes they're the inspiration for some good tarot tea readings. So she actually talked about their divorce and she indicated that there could be some strange reasons that they got divorced. I don't know. Go check it out on her TikTok later if you want to see that. But I will say it inspired me to do a little reading and see what comes through for why Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness are getting a divorce. It's very strange why at this time the blind items are saying a range of things from the fact that she was always a beard to they just like fell out of love and grew apart. Like there's so many stories. I'm curious. I did see him in the Music Man in New York last year. I don't know. I thought he did a good job. Kind of neutral when it comes to Hugh Jackman. Let's see. 10 of Pentacles, money is a big theme here. Okay. Let's get clarity. What about money? Was money the reason for the divorce or was money the reason they stayed together so long? Let's get the tarot tea truth on this. We were talking about, if you're just tuned in, we're talking about the divorce announcement of Deborah Lee Furness and Hugh Jackman, who have been together for over 30 years. Very strange. Three of Swords, heartbreak. No. Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so it was a real relationship, which I thought it was. This is really sad. Something happened with money, but there's heartbreak in this situation. Definite heartbreak. I still want clarity about this money thing. Was money the reason they broke up? Let's ask clarity on the reason, like what finally caused them to get a divorce after being together for so many years. Clarity on that very specific situation, please. Justice. Well, justice is obviously the justice system, money. I feel like this is really describing the divorce. Justice. There needed to be a rebalancing of some sort. Was someone taking someone else for granted? Finally got there. I would be curious to know who filed for divorce. Justice is always about rebalancing the scales. If a divorce is a rebalancing of the energy and of the scales, that would mean that there was someone in the situation who energetically in some way was kind of taken for granted or taken advantage of. I don't, guys, I'm telling you, the pop culture stories this week were very dark. If you guys have an astrology question, please ask it. Or if you want to nominate a reading that's fun, please put it down. Just like so, I even saw a BuzzFeed article. It was like all the celebrities that broke up since the summer of 2023 is like the list is crazy. I'm telling you, it was Venus retrograde in Leo. So if you're still with the person that you've been with, if you're in a relationship and you made it to today, September 17th, 2023, you're probably going to be together for a while. So congrats. My goodness. There were any cracks in the foundation, they were exposed with this retrograde cycle, I'll tell you. And on the bright side, you can move forward with clarity now. Okay, one last clarifier there. That's interesting. Okay, Sage Moon says she likes a challenge. Ooh, Sage Moon, are you talking about Olivia Rodrigo? Who likes a challenge? Dang it. I will not be putting it on a delay next time. That has been decided. If people come in here to troll, I'll just have to deal with it. All right. Let's get another one. Oh, that card literally jumped. The Hermit. Okay. All right. This is sad. So for Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness, their divorce, the nail in the coffin, what finally ended things for them. We have the heartbreak card. Yes. Someone was very heartbroken in the situation. And someone was very much acting like a hermit, feeling alone, feeling isolated. I am going to say, I hate to be cliche, but I'm going to say, I think it was Deborah Lee Furness feeling very isolated. You know, Hugh Jackman's been in the United States for a while doing movies. I saw him in The Music Man, like I said, last year doing a Broadway show. I don't believe that she was with him in New York. I do believe that she's from Australia or another country overseas. I don't think they've been together for a little bit. Like they haven't been living together. Hermit energy, but she's coming through very strong. There was something having to do with money, and there just needed to be like a rebalancing of how things were for both of them. I just want to say that this has got to be for the best at the end of the day because it was not a balanced energy. We're not getting any love cards. We're just getting a lot of like heartbreak, separation, isolation, money becoming the main theme, which eventually kind of was driving them apart. And there just needing to be a rebalancing, a karmic rebalancing. Truth, justice, and truth needed to come through. So I think that they're now both living in their integrity, which is good. I actually think that even though Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness announced their divorce just last week, you know, just like anything that happens during a retrograde, you know, during this time of clarity that everyone's kind of been having, I think that it was meant to come through and that it's been something that's been happening for a while. And, you know, Virgo season will bring out the truth. I'll tell, like I said, Sage Moon says, yeah, the previous comment was about Olivia. She likes a challenge. Okay. Well, that does make sense then, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. What else was on my list? Mm. I just have like the breakups and the shakeups. Oh, someone asked about Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Someone requested this week that they wanted another check-in. I know what my gut says, but sometimes the tarot tea comes through with some other type of truth. So we're gonna do the reading for you guys. I was thinking, oh wait, I think we're still in the Venus retrograde shadow. Because once a planet turns direct, it still takes like a little bit of time before things fully smooth out. I was really thinking maybe I would give it till October to check in on them because things could still change, but let's do a check in anyway. What the heck? Because I do feel like really with this new moon in Virgo, I feel like the clarity would come through. Things could still change in the next 2 weeks. Okay, that one jumped. Nine of Cups, self care, making yourself happy for Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, the check in, the post Venus retrograde and Leo check in that was promised. Um, Nine of Cups, making yourself happy, not indicating a lot of relationship energy. Let's get another one. Wait, one for Shawn Mendes, his energy currently. He seemed like this past breakup, the second time around, it seemed like it was really her doing. The first breakup that they had, I feel like it was his doing. And essentially the media was portraying it like that. I do think that was the truth. I think the first time around, Camila was heartbroken. And then by the time he came back around, they gave her another chance. It's like, I don't know. And tell me if you guys can relate. But once someone breaks your heart once, you're like, you never can really open your heart again. I feel like that could have happened. So let's get the energy for Sean right now. He was definitely seeming super sad. Sage Moon feels so bad that everyone's splitting up. I know, me too. Sage Moon, like what the heck? But I will say this. I will say this. And Sage Moon, you know this as a fellow Virgo, as a fellow happy birthday to you again. Oh my gosh, 17 September 17th Virgo. You know this too, that sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth can bring real goodness into your life, right? So for everybody that was breaking up this past week, and if you watching had a breakup or some sort of clarity that came through that made you sad, with the retrogrades, just know that the purpose is never to hurt you when the universe reveals these truths during a retrograde. The purpose is always to help you to move forward in a way that will genuinely bring you what you need in life. Because when you're kind of in a delusion, it's like you're blocking your blessings by spending time on something that's not right for you. So yes, it's so sad. I agree. It made me so sad to see. But I will say, you know what? I think it's going to put everybody on the right path. So, and that's going to be celebrated. So, you know what? Congratulations to everyone who's getting on a path that's right for them. That's going to bring them real fulfillment. Shawn Mendes, his energy now. The Emperor. Okay. Feeling back in his power. Now, Shawn Mendes, he's a Leo sun. And I definitely feel like he comes through in my readings as someone who can be kind of sensitive, but who also has a really strong personality in like a kind of like, I don't know, like an not underhanded way, because that sounds negative, but it's almost like he appears to be very sensitive on the outside. And I think he is, but I think deep down, he's a strong personality. He is a leader. He's someone who likes to feel in control, and who doesn't, right? But he especially does. And being a Leo with the Emperor coming through, on his throne, it's almost like I feel like he's already kind of rebalanced himself. Sage Moon says, thank you, thank you. Oh, yes, definitely the truth is better to set you free rather than stay in something unhealthy. Draining or not right for you. Yes, preach, Britt. Thank you. And Sage Moon, thank you for preaching, because way to put it. Exactly. Agreed, agreed. The Virgang going strong today. So Shawn Mendes is back in Emperor energy just the way he likes it. All right. You know what? I think he's doing fine. Camila Cabello, let's get her energy. Seven of Pentacles, she's working on her own stuff. Guys, I gotta say, before I was getting a lot, like for months and months, every time I would check in on them, I would get like very soulmate energy. I would get like pain and sadness and all this stuff. And I feel like the last time they got together and broke back up, even though I think that it was harder on Shawn than on Camila, I think it brought clarity to both of them. And it made them both realize that they need to be in Nine of Cups energy, which is like, I'm going to put my own oxygen mask on. I'm going to find and create my own happiness. Like, that's really what I need to be doing instead of trying to make it work with this person that it's just not really meant to work with, at least not right now. And then him, Emperor, he's actually feeling solid again. He's feeling good again. And she is back to work. Guys, I don't get any connection. I didn't get any connection. You know what though? I like that because I think that they've both found their path. Okay, before we go, because this was a little bit of a uh, kind of a week, right? With the pop culture stories. Let's close everything on a positive note because like I said at the beginning of this session that every single day after the September 14th new moon in Virgo is going to be getting happier and happier, better and better. The energy is just really like it's just we're really sloughing off all of that old kind of icky energy. And we have these 2 weeks to really manifest. So, how about this? I'm going to do the little pick a card thing that we like to do sometimes here. I want you guys to either pick one or two in your mind. Just take a second, what feels right to you. And I'm going to do a little reading for you and what to focus on for these 2 weeks following that new moon so that you can manifest like really positive energy. Yay! Sage Moon, yay. I love it. You're so supportive. Us Virgangs, we just stick together. Virgang. Virgang for life. Okay. So hopefully you guys already have in your mind either one or two. Okay. So if you picked number one, this is your reading for the next 2 weeks and what to focus on to manifest a lot of goodness into your life and to use this positive momentum that we have right now. Finally, we have access to positive momentum. It's been a little while. Ooh, 10 of swords. Okay, did I not just say slough off anything that's been weighing you down? So, confirmation here 10 of swords is about something that's already over. It's done, it's over. On my Golden Girls tarot deck that I love so much, we have Dorothy sitting here holding Stan, her ex husband, a photo of him with all these swords in it. It's done. You can't hang that photo back up. Look, it would look horrible. It has holes, it's all torn up. So, you've already ended pile one, you've already ended any situation that you needed to deal with. And over the next 2 weeks, it's definitely time to fully let it go. Just fully force yourself to move forward and let more good new things in, follow your heart, tap into your soul. Try not to ruminate. Try not to, put whatever is spilled back into the bottle. Like, trust yourself. Know that whatever has ended, it was for a reason. Trust your own judgment, your intuition. Affirm yourself and know that bigger and better is on the way for you. And great job. It's never easy to end something or let something go, but this is confirmation from the universe that that is for the best. So if there's anything that you're thinking of, hi, Brian. Good to see you here. Brian, we are just ending it with a tarot reading. I pick a card. So you could pick either one or two in your mind. And this is for the next 2 weeks. What we can possibly be manifesting because the energy is really taking a turn towards the positive and expansive now. So we can redirect our energy. Thanks for being here, Ryan. Sorry it's at the end. I love doing these though. I want to do more than one a week, possibly. It's like a fun little hangout. Okay. So 10 of swords. I'm going to pull another one for you guys. Pile one. Confirmation that whatever you ended, good job. Keep letting it go. Don't get stuck in it. Knight of Wands in the reverse. I said, don't get stuck in it. Okay, confirmation of that. Knight of Wands in the reverse definitely indicates to me that you're in a situation right now where you have a lot of Knight of Wands energy within you. And that is passion, drive, energy to move forward, inspiration. Now, in the reverse, next to this card, when talking about a new moon and manifesting over the next 2 weeks, this is saying that if you, it's a little warning or little heads up from the universe that if you stay in the energy of regret, it's going to block you from what you have right now at your disposal, which is a true, passionate, exciting opportunity for a new beginning. So this is saying move quickly towards what it is that you want. Move towards what inspires you. Take this next 2 week period to be a little bit bold. Act like the Knight of Wands. You know, tell yourself, I can be like the Knight of Wands. I mean, use whatever affirmation you need to that inspires you to be courageous, to really just go for it and see what happens, because this is a really good time to trust in yourself above all. Trust in yourself and trust in the universe. Love that. Oh my gosh, pile one. I feel like you guys are just like emerging like victorious warriors. It's exciting. It's exciting. There are really good things ahead. So don't hold yourself back. If you start doubting yourself, just remind yourself, no, I am the Knight of Wands. I got this. All right. Pile two. Sage Moon. Yes, a weekly live with Britt. Yes, ma'am. Don't threaten me with a good time. Sage Moon, oh my God. Me either. I know. It is a good time. Agreed. I'm having a blast. Okay. All right. I did threaten you with a good time, Sage Moon. You're gonna have to be here too then. All right, pile two. What are you guys manifesting for the next 2 weeks? What is your positive message from the universe? What do you guys need to know to make the most of this new moon window of good energy from September 14th? Okay. The King of Cups in the reverse. Okay, we're getting a lot of reverse cards. And I just think that it's reverse because it's like, in this context, the reverse is like really encouraging us to dig in, almost like a retrograde. Like when a planet's retrograde, it's like everything that used to be outward. So, for example, when Saturn's retrograde, let's just use that as an example, excuse me. When Saturn's retrograde, I don't mind that because when Saturn is moving in a forward direction, Saturn is like, can be challenged, can be needing to overcome things, obstacles. But when Saturn goes retrograde, all the energy of like possibly challenging things happening on the outside, it turns on the inside. So it's like instead of you having these things pop up, there are going to be things that inspire you to like go within and question your own discipline. It's like you get kind of a break in a way from things happening outwardly so that you can do work inwardly. It's like a time to like work on the inside. Like things people won't always see what you're doing, but you're like working hard. So it could be like making lists, being more disciplined. It's very internal. So if we know that, we can use it, right? And it's interesting because we just ended a couple of important retrogrades and these cards are coming through. It's like a reminder to continue to do that work on the inside, even though we really do have the power to manifest over these next 2 weeks, especially, but all the time. The King of Cups is about emotional maturity. This is about love. So for you guys, you're manifesting something around love, around relationships, around building connections that are really fulfilling and, like I said, emotionally intelligent. So it could be looking at anything that maybe like behaviors that you might do or other people, or like anything that could be holding you back from acting as this King of Cups over the next 2 weeks. If you embody King of Cups energy and really let go of whatever you may have learned emotionally, for you guys, it's about emotions. And it's about like connections with other people from the heart over the next 2 weeks, you will have the opportunity to really build super positive connection with the people that you love most. Yeah, I feel like you guys, if you're single, pile two, you're ready for love. If you are in a relationship, you're ready to strengthen that relationship. It's very positive, but it's saying like, remember everything you've learned. The reverse card is a reminder, like, remember what you've learned, remember all of the work that you've done on yourself. Um, Remember your communication skills, like, whatever it is for you. Everyone's so individual, but It's like, remember those things. Remember what you know about love and about what makes love work. Having gratitude for the other person, all that stuff, because you're in a great place over the next 2 weeks to put your best foot forward in love and connection. And it could even be a business partnership, whatever it is. When you act as your best self that you know that you can be, um, this next 2-week period is a time to really find a lot of joy in your relationships and manifest things around that. Okay, one last clarifying card for you guys. Pile two. Okay, Nine of Swords also in the reverse. Guys, the reversals are serious. Okay, so I'm glad that we got this in the reverse because in the upright pile two, this would mean that you guys are in a state of anxiety right now. Well, the fact that we got it in the reverse is about not being in a state of anxiety right now. And it's a reminder to stay in your heart and don't let yourself get into your head. I feel like these readings with piles one and two, not only are we talking about the future, but we're also kind of, these cards are reiterating like what you just learned from the retrogrades. So you may have been dealing with, because this is about emotions and love, you may have been dealing with and learning to overcome maybe fears when it comes to relationship or connection. Different kinds of stresses you could have been experiencing. And with the King of Cups here, it's like, just remember what you learned, and don't fall back into doubting things that you know are good for you. Like, try not to fall into fear and doubt. Have faith in yourself, have faith in your skills and ability to be vulnerable, communicate from the heart with clarity and love, and it'll work out. So don't let any unfounded fears creep in. You know what I mean? Now, if there are legitimate things going on, hopefully you got rid of whomever that was during the retrograde. If not, go ahead and just do it now. But because you don't need to be in a state of stress, you are ready for love and you have to have a clear path to find this positive connection with others. I love it. Okay, guys. Well, a lot to look forward to. This was a very interesting live. I felt like so many of the celebrity stories and scandals were very weird this past week. So I'm glad that we got some clarity on them. Hopefully, we can just lay those to rest now. And yeah, I have another tarot tea time that I will be putting up very soon, either late tonight or tomorrow, about Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. So if you want more info about that, the in-depth tarot reading I did is pretty insane. I We kind of confirmed some of the things in that reading, but it definitely goes into it. It was a lot of fun. I love that one. And then also I have a podcast episode up now with Monique Kelly, who is just an amazing person. She is a love and relationship expert. She was on the show as one of the hosts, um, Married at First Sight. She's just like a really kind, really fun, like vivacious person. I did a birth chart reading on her and we ended up having a great chat about things she's learned in life. She used to be a studio executive in Los Angeles. She's had so many different career iterations and she's wound up in a place where she's really like living her birth chart. So it was so cool to do that reading. So that's like a really fun little kiki session. If you guys want to check that one out, that one's up now. And other than that, thank you for being here. You guys are the best. This was fun. Let's see. Sage Moon said, that was a great way to close this stream. Aw, thank you, Sage Moon. Sage Moon, you are the sweetest. Thank you so much. You just brought such a good energy to this session today. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for being here on your birthday. I hope you have the most amazing birth year. Your solar return is such a big time to like set intentions. And for you to have it so close to that new moon in Virgo, just for you, Sage Moon, I got to say that this is going to be a year, I would say, of so many new beginnings, so many new beginnings in whichever way you choose. So I hope that you have the most amazing year. I'm going to send you so many like good intentions. Let's all send Sage Moon all the love and blessings for this year. Another turn around the sun. We got this. We're gang for life. And thank you everybody for being here, for tuning in and watching and participating. Keep an eye on that community tab because I will be doing more of the live sessions. It's so much fun. I love getting to like interact with you guys. Yeah, everybody have a wonderful night. Sage, you're so sweet. Thank you for being here. Aw, you guys are just the sweetest. Y'all are the sweetest, the best community. Oh my gosh, we have the best people here. But I'm sending you guys so much love. Have a great start to the week. Go out there and get it. Remember that the new moon in Virgo is giving us all a boost. So when you wake up on Monday morning, just get ready to use that positive energy because it's there and it is there for us to use. And we're going to have a good week. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you soon.